episode of the Big Ass Cornhole Podcast. Sean and Dane are with us once again. What's going on, man?
I felt like we just told people the same thing, but hey, we're here again. Let's go.
This is some bonus content we have for you all right? And we are very excited for our guests. We are joined by none other than some cornhole royalty, if you will. We have Katherine and Tanner Halbert, and a special guest is joining us, Eric Zocklein. Guys, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
All right, so let's just get right to it. All right, what's going on? So, Kat, you pulled me inside at Worlds. You said that you were going to have some exciting news.
You guys were gone for a really long time.
Listen, she had to tell me some important
I'm just saying, like, I mean, you left me with all the Texas boys. I can understand like a third of what they said.
Yeah. So, just kind of, if you want to kind of fill everyone in on what's going on and where you're at right now.
So I have left the ACO, and I'm in a new position over with the ACL, starting immediately, and I'm officially their events planning and logistics.
So it's a big move, right?
It's a huge move for me.
So let me ask you, why did you think that this was the move to do right now?
I mean, we've definitely, there's no hiding that, Tanner's definitely talked about maybe going pro, this, that, and the other for over the last couple of years. We really weren't sure how we were going to make that work. If we did, stuff with, if I stayed there and he came here, and then this opportunity kind of arose itself, and it was very, very shell shocking. I never thought that this was kind of the decision that would ever be thrown in my way. And, it's one that's really, it's very beneficial for not only but our family, but us as a cornhole couple. And for me, I've been in the cornhole business for a long time, and I'm ready to help this game grow for sure. And I think that this is the way to help do that.
I mean, how long have you actually been in the game? Because, I mean, you can't be a day over 23.
Oh, I so wish that, but my husband's that, and I'm 6 years old. So, I worked for them for 7 yees,
okay.
And I've been playing even longer than that, which, I mean, I was running stuff back at home before I got involved with them, and then I've worked for them for like 7 years. So
let me ask you, you were at Worlds. How impressive was that event to you, like in the facility in general?
For sure. We were there last year, so I'd seen the Rock Hills Event Center before. It was definitely cool when you looked at the, I guess, like this arena area where you've got 4 live streams going on and the ESPN broadcast. I mean, that's insane. To be able to highlight that many games at one time is huge.
We love doing it, honestly. It was a
awesome.
blast.
Awesome. All right, so you're moving in. You're moving into the ACL. You made the move. I mean, can we make certain assumptions?
Yeah. Who are you bringing with you? That's the real question.
So it looks like the assumption is that I'm bringing both of these boys with me. They've put in their application, so we're waiting to hopefully cross our fingers that they get approved. But if they get approved, these 2 boys will be ACL pros next year for sure.
Oh, yeah. So Tanner, let me ask you, you're coming off both of you guys are coming off a crazy successful season in the ACO. Why did you feel like this was a good move to make right now?
I mean, there's a couple different factors. Obviously, ACL is growing the game big time. They're bringing in a lot of prize money. A lot of players are getting huge sponsors, big time sponsor deals. So with my wife taking this position, I just felt like this was the best time to do it. So that was kind of why I made the decision, and I'll let Easy speak for himself.
So Easy. So I mean, you've been kind of like a legend in the game for a while. You're a big staple for the ACO. This had to be a pretty hard decision for you to make, right?
It was. Not really, because I think I have one of the best partners in the world. He's, to me, it was hard for me to not lose his, lose him as a doubles partner, because the man is, you see what he does on a board. He's just legit that good, and I want to grow again, because I did what I did, and I want to play some competition. And not saying that ACO don't have competition, because they do. They're really good. But I feel like my game has went down a little bit, and I want to bring it back to grow it with Tanner and and get back to easy again. You know what I mean? So
I hear you.
yeah.
So where do you guys? So obviously you guys are walking in now. If you went, let's just do hypotheticals, right? You guys get accepted. You guys are both going in. You're going to be a pro doubles team next year. Going in, you guys are arguably last year people were raving about the rookie class, right? But now you guys are going to be entering the ACL when it's, I mean, without a question, it's going to be the hardest group of 256 individuals. Where do you guys feel like you stand as a doubles team going in? You can, like, where would your expectations be? Would you guys expect to be a top 10 team? Do you expect to walk in and be top 5 or compete for a national every time?
I say top 5.
Yeah, I mean, if we can play, like we did this season, I don't see any reason why we don't be in the top 5 at the end of the season.
Well, for the record, you guys are selling yourself short. There was only one right answer, and that is number 1 overall. So, a little lack of faith. That was, makes me a little.
Well, I mean, I've played against these guys forever, all of them.
So you know how to, slip them. I
have. I'm sure they've gotten better over the years, but I still know how to play against those guys. So don't leave it. Even if I've been a legend, whatever you want to call me, but I have done it, and I have played against those guys before, and Tanner has too, and we proved ourselves. So I feel like we can be in top 5 or maybe number 1. Definitely.
So let me ask you guys. So you guys are in like this off-season period, right? So I mean, if you want to call it an off-season for the ACL, they have like 3 weeks off. Obviously, you guys are moving over. You guys are going to have some negotiations. I'm sure trying to figure out what bag company you're going to. I'm sure you guys aren't. I haven't heard anything that you guys are signed with anyone. But what kind of things go in as a pro double team? What are you guys looking for before you sign with a bad company like that? Because some of the numbers that we're hearing that people are getting, I mean, this is fine. This is what we've been waiting for. I mean, this like big time money is finally coming out for sponsorships. So how do you approach a company, and what are you guys like looking for out of that company before you would agree to sign with them?
I mean, we've talked about several companies that we would be comfortable possibly signing with, that we both have at least some experience throwing the bags. And we've set up our own like little resume kind of thing for companies that we're going to approach and what we're looking for the season, monetary wise, and gear and bags wise, the whole 9 yards. So we're basically we're just waiting on the approval so we can start pushing for this stuff.
Okay. I know you guys had talked about before. You had started your own kind of your own brand, right? Kingslayer. Are you sticking with that? Is that still you guys? The plan is as an individual to still grow that brand?
Yeah, we're still still doing all the Kingslayer stuff. Right now, Kingslayer does not have the funds to do any kind of pro series bags, so they're just gonna stay on the way they are, and they can just be played wherever else. It's been pretty good for us. So
Eric, let me switch gears to you for a second. Obviously, I mean, I'm sure there's going to be some people from the ACO family, right? Because I know you guys are a close-knit group that probably aren't thrilled that like 2 of their biggest stars are leaving. Like, what would you want to say to them? Like, you have a big platform here. We get a decent amount of listeners. Like, what would you want to say to them as, I don't know, like as a thank you, or whatever you want to say back to the ACO?
Oh, it's always been a thank you, because cornhole wouldn't be where it is if we didn't have that. He started it, and everything's been wonderful. And I'm not saying that. I knew that I was. Be honest with you, I think I just needed a change. Be honest with you, and I love ACO. Everybody over there has been great to me, and Tanner and Kat. It was probably the hardest decision ever for me.
I'm sure it was.
But it wasn't that hard because I have Tanner, and Kat, and they've been my family forever. So, at least the last 3 or 4 years, we've gotten really close. So yeah. It's always been a thing. It's always been. I know it's always been a thank you, my man. It's always been.
What's that, Kat?
This wasn't an easy decision for anyone,
Oh, I'm sure.
And like when I talked to Trey a bunch, like, I mean, Trey, Trey's known me for a long time. Trey knew, how long I've been with them, and it's a different environment. It's a different, forte and things of that sort. And, it's just a different style completely. And it wasn't an easy decision for any of us, but it came down to at the end, like, the three of us really, well, and the four of us really, because Andrea, you can't see her, but she's a huge part of this. And I mean, it really was about doing what was best for us as family and as like playing. Like the potential for this game for these two guys is insane. And it was a huge opportunity for me to grow my career in this game that I'm so excited about, and to be able to have them. Originally we weren't sure if they were going to come, and it was just going to be me and Tanner, and to be able to have them come along with us and us do this, all of us come at one time and us kind of do this journey together. I think it's going to be really fun. And I've helped the guys do a lot of their like sponsorship stuff and looking at these sponsors and stuff. And I was very clear with them from Jump Street. Yes, this will be your rookie year, but neither one of you are rookies by any means. And please don't ever let them take that from you. We're going to make sure that, I said, if you got to go, if you're not going to get what you want, then you just have it. We haven't had a bag sponsor or any kind of sponsors. We've been doing this thing for like how many years? So what's the difference now? You know what I mean?
So let me ask you, so it's kind of like a two-part question. I'll separate a little bit though. You, in the ACO, obviously you helped run a bunch of the stuff, but you were also a pretty dominant force on the women's, and you guys played co-ed. Is your plan still to play as well?
I am going to play. I contemplated trying to apply for pro this year, play the qualifier. And it just didn't work with our schedule for me to be able to play the qualifier. If I was going to do it, I would have played the qualifier to prove that I belong there for sure.
Yeah.
I figured that this year I'll probably like take a back seat there and I'll play, but play advanced and, be able to still play co-ed with Tanner and, whatnot, I want to kind of get my feet wet over there first before I like try to plunge into playing and working at the same time. And not playing pro allows me to kind of play when I want to play and not play when I don't want to play.
So one of the things when you approached me at Worlds and we talked about it and you first told me kind of what was going down, I know you guys, to me, it seemed like the right decision just because of how excited all of you guys were when I first talked to you guys a few weeks ago. I think that says a lot about, first of all, how difficult the decision was, but how much of an opportunity you guys are all looking at this as. I mean, it's a big move. I mean, obviously we know it wasn't easy for you guys, but listen, selfishly as a cornhole fan, listen, there's not many people that weren't hoping for this kind of stuff. We all want the best players in the world playing against each other. You know what I mean? And with you guys joining the mix, I mean, it's going to be, it's going to be nearly impossible to predict who wins this shit now. I mean, there's legitimately 10, 20, 30 teams now that could probably win a national event, which is fun. I mean, it makes it a lot of fun.
Yeah. It's also nice that you guys, had the opportunity to watch this year, see other guys make the transition from ACO into ACL and really succeed. So to me, like, I mean, there's no doubt that you guys are going to come in and do some work, and I'm excited to watch it happen.
So let's switch gears just for a second, just to make it a little fun. So Easy, you said you had just gotten off the golf course a little bit earlier. Tanner, I know you're a golfer. Have you guys golfed together before? And if so,
yeah,
who's winning? Yeah, I was gonna say who's winning that match.
Tanner, definitely.
All right,
definitely.
He tries to downplay. Says he doesn't play much anymore, and he tries to play off.
The man hits it 9,300 every time. What am I gonna do?
I knew he was lying because he's sitting there wearing a golf polo right now, swinging in the swing in the backyard. Like
that's his new work attire, guys. He got a new job. He's like being all fancy and stuff.
See, I have to wear a polo now to work every day, and it kills me because I'm like, shit, I was going to wear this Saturday when I hit the course.
So Tanner, let me ask your opinion. So you guys are down in Florida, right?
Yeah.
You guys, I'm sure you've come across Alex Rawls a few times.
Yeah.
So the big news obviously dropped yesterday that he's going to be playing with Trey Birchfield. Do you like that partnership for Trey? Like, is Alex the real deal? Just kind of give us the little behind the scenes about him as a player.
I mean, he's definitely a really good player. He beat me in Final Four there a few weeks ago in Rock Hill to go to the championship. I've played him several times. We're probably about even. I don't really know, to be honest, but it's probably about even. He's beat me, I've beaten him. But I mean, they definitely are. I definitely think they're going to be a good team that could win something or two.
We'll see. I mean, I think sometimes it's for you guys. You guys have been on the professional
We're gonna meet up.
regardless of leagues. I think there's going to be some sort of a learning curve early on. So I think it's going to take them just a second to realize that there's no gimme matches anymore. I mean, as soon as you step on the court, I mean, anyone that you go against can beat you on any given day. I think it's going to maybe take just a minute for him to kind of get up to speed. But from what we saw, I mean, the kid's crazy talented. So it's gonna be a fun year, guys. I'm excited. Listen, I'm excited because
We're excited.
Oh hell yeah, man! Because listen, 99% of what we cover is ACL stuff, and now that you guys were our only ACL guest we'd ever had on, I believe.
We had on the guys when they were still ACL.
Technically, yeah, and it was like right in the limbo period.
About them.
Yeah, I know. Well, listen,
Way
you guys have been on twice now, so that's good.
That is true.
So you have any new
I think this
matches
is the
on
third. I
try
think this is my third
Third
time.
Yeah.
Tanner's
Yeah.
third.
Oh, this is your third time. You're right. Yeah, that's right. That's
He's
right.
one of two guys that have been on 3 times.
Yeah,
You
and then the other
guys
one
got
is
on
Josh
one?
Gross,
Josh Gross.
and AJ Sims, and they're
Yeah.
gone right after you.
And yeah, they're gonna get up to 4 now. I'm sorry.
So
But easy. We're happy to bring you on and pop your big ass cherry.
Yeah, thank you. Are y'all gonna? I know y'all do. Y'all like judge bags and rate them and stuff.
yeah,
Oh,
Have any new ones? Y'all got any new ones coming out?
we actually we
look at these lineups.
Woo.
Hey,
We just did 4 new sets.
So
today.
this is a bag company called TC Boards. They just recently signed Josh Gross, AJ Sims, Ruben, and Power. So we went over their new lineup of bags. Really nice stuff. Listen, there's so many talented people now making bags. It's a little bit different than like 10 years ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
right.
I mean, it's crazy. Oh shit, it's different than 2 years ago when we started the podcast, when there was really maybe 6 or 7 companies. Now it's blowing up. I mean, we get back. My wife gets so pissed every day. We get packages and boxes of bags. I don't like gets a little overwhelming because I'm trying to plan out when we're going to review what and when we're going to throw it. And we appreciate it, but it's the bag world's crazy, man.
People hit me up to send bags. Like, look, we're 3 weeks out from being able to review shit at least.
What's more important to you guys going for a bag? Is it that you're familiar with how it performs, right?
Yeah.
That you feel comfortable with it? Is it obviously? I'm assuming money would play a big part of it, right? Because I don't know if you've heard some of the numbers that have been thrown around, but it's nice stuff, man.
Yeah, I mean, main thing for us, it's got to feel good.
Okay.
And then
Come off Easy's fingertips.
Yeah.
There you go.
Are you going to be okay putting your blue all flies away?
Gonna have to now.
Yeah.
I told
We need a stamp.
I told my wife I need to send them back to Chad and have them put a stamp on them.
Yeah, Brandon or something. My goodness gracious. Awesome. Well, guys, hey, thank you very much for joining. We'll have you guys hang on just for a minute, but we'll let the rest of them go. We appreciate you guys taking time. I know, Easy, you've been a busy dude. I mean, you're golfing and playing cornhole, so
King at the bar. I'm just very jealous.
We'll have to.
I know I had to get outside.
Listen, we're gonna have you guys on. All right, after you guys win your first national, you guys are gonna come back on.
Open invite.
Yeah, I mean, it's a matter of time, right?
Right.
Yep.
Absolutely. All right, we'll
First one.
we'll
California.
we'll let the people go, and then I'll have you guys hang on just for a minute. So take
All
care,
right.
everyone. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next time.
Later.